Hi guys, welcome to another episode in the Trade for a Living podcast. So today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin and then obviously another alt. But I also want to talk to you guys about what happens if you've got a shitty trade day. And we all, in all honesty, no matter how good you are, no matter how much you do this, you're going to be experiencing bad trade days, and you need to understand that when that happens, you need to have certain fail safes in place. Now, what do I mean by that? Yesterday, I took 3 trades, and funny enough, all 3 of them basically wrecked me. So the joke goes, it was more choppy than an old school karate movie, but the reality was the market basically just didn't behave yesterday. So in essence, when we look at the trade setups as I gave them in the Discord and used the buddy and everything else that goes with it, I wanted to go short in the sell zone, and the goal was that we were going to play off the hidden bearish divergence that's there. Okay, and as price was moving up, we were looking at a shorter term long trade, so a smaller time frame that will take us to that sell zone. So I was right in my idea that it's going to go up, but that one stopped out. Now there's a lot of lines and stuff there, so besides the point, I'm just sharing the thought with you guys. And when it stopped out, it gave on the shorter time frame some bearish momentum. So I was expecting price to go back and at least test this demand zone, which it did. But before, it just stopped up the short as well. Now it nearly, I mean, if you zoom in there now, it nearly hit the TP1, so it could have been a good trade. But that's it for me. So the golden rule, that when I look at a trading day like this is, when you have 3 losers in a row, take the day off. The rest of the day is done, because you need to come back tomorrow with that same and I'm at a loss for a real world, but the same excitement to find out whether the setup's going to play out. Because if you trade to make money, you will lose. If you trade for the sake of the trade to see whether your analysis is going to play out, you're going to, 1, enjoy this more, and 2, money will be the consequence, because this is all statistical. And the human brain, it's the hardest thing for us to think in statistical data. That's why it's a new science as well in the mathematical world, because statistical data and our human minds just doesn't work. We don't comprehend that. That's what makes trading so bad for everybody. That's why 90% loses, 10% wins, because the 10% that really wins understands that the bad day is just part of the statistical processes that need to come through. So when I'm on a bad run, I get excited, because then I know the next time around the good run is going to be around the corner for me. And subsequently, the week before and so forth, I was basically nailing them every trade. So it felt amazing. So I'm due to give a little back. So that's the reality. So that's what you do when you're in a bad spell. Okay, so to get to the analysis, let's quickly see where you guys are in the comments. I see our jockey, I got wrecked. Yes, all got wrecked. Bitcoin didn't know what it wanted to do. Now, if we look at the TrendScope Indicator, you can clearly see what happened there is that, the momentum and prices pointing to the scenario that this is just going to be choppy. And remember, we don't use this to trade off. It's just to tell us statistically where we're at. So we're in a choppy environment. So going even into a long-term analysis, you can clearly see that we're about to establish a bearish trend. So our patience is going to reward us, because when the market chops like this, the big thing, what happens is most traders then give up. And it's at that stage where you need to almost have a little bit of I would say, a sixth sense, saying to yourself, okay, I understand that it's going to be hard. Why did we get chopped up? I'll explain to you guys that now. And then what do I need to do to make sure that I don't miss out on the move? Because I promise you, before the big moves happen, there's always chop. The market basically always screws everybody over at the turning point of a trend. And that's what makes it so hard sometimes. And understanding that and having a really good risk reward ratio for when you're right is key, because it's no use you get the move right and you take profit right there, And it basically negates all, or doesn't even negate all the losses that occurs during the consolidation, during the time when the market is choppy. And then you miss out on all the move. That's the shitty part about trading. And we tend to do that because I'm in a winner and now I don't want to give up. Hence the fact that we got really nice swing shorts on Solana from 190 all the way to 130. I mean, that was an amazing trade. Okay, we had the same for Ethereum. They played out nicely. Ethereum subsequently is in a swing short zone and so forth. So that's the key here, guys. So you need to be able to cheat, and you need to have the resilience and the risk management to afford the resilience to understand that the market's going to go through these times where it's just going to screw you over, and you need to be okay with it because basically what happened yesterday. Let's quickly then move into this. I'm going to go into the 15-minute time frame. I can actually use the trading range set, okay, in the TrendScope indicator. And basically what we've experienced yesterday on the 15-minute, and let's do this and zoom out. This was our price action. This is nothing other than a dreaded Darth Maul. Because what we've now had is the market was at a point where every trader in the market kind of saw what we saw. So they all, you can see the high volume, they all were participating. And the thing about this is if there's high liquidity, this is auction theory, the market will go there. So if a lot of people were shorting here, their stops would be here. Makes sense? And that's why the market went there. So it went there because there was a lot of money. And a lot of people were going along here thinking that now what we've done, we've consolidated, we're breaking out, so we will test this area. So where was their stops? Sitting over here and potentially even below there. So what does the market do? When you have a condition where you're only trading against yourself, you cannot make money. So there's nobody other than the traders that know how the structure works trading at the moment. So there's nobody to lose other than us. So the market gives us this Darth Maul scenario where it basically runs on all the shorts, tips, takes them out. There you go. And runs up, takes all the shorts, the longs, and then takes all the shorts. And then just dies back down in the same range. What we expected to do. I mean, so now this was the buy the low for the next step up. So then it just does what it's expected to do. But at this stage, you're now wrecked because my long analysis failed, my short analysis failed, my swing analysis failed. The market is screwed up and it's against me. And that's basically the whole of yesterday in a nutshell. Okay, so the TrendScope indicator, although it pointed that out, that we were going to see big moves beautifully, in essence, remember it's an indicator, and liquidity is king, and where the liquidity will be, sometimes we fail. Now, what do I want to add to this is when we look at this, we were trying to trade off this area here to try and go lower, and that now has been given a higher high. So on the 15-minute analysis, looking at this, I would rather go long than short. But on the 4-hour analysis, let's go volume-based momentum. So on the 4-hour analysis, I would consider, now let's use this one. This one would be better, the super trend. Okay. We're about to get above the bearish momentum. So on the larger time frame, so if you're trying to swing trade, we'll probably go back down into this area and then only have our big move. Okay, so 15-minute, I'm thinking bullish. Okay, 15-minute, I'm thinking bullish. But the 4-hour, I would want to see price take out all this 15-minute bullish momentum before I can get my move in there. Okay, so that's the analysis for me for today. So I'm going to be going long, and I'm going to be shorting that long to get in a long on the 4-hour. Okay, so that we can target higher areas. Now, where can we go to? Because the 4-hour momentum is clearly turning bullish. The Ikimoku cloud will be switching over to the blue side pretty soon. And then 59 could potentially be support. And remember, when we looked at the daily analysis, we're considering that between 63 and 61, this would be the area where the short needs to get built for the lower low inevitably. And it's going to take some time because liquidity needs to enter in there. Okay, so that's everything that I wanted to discuss with you guys and share with you guys for today. I'm going to head over to the Discord now, and we're going to be doing the market tactics stream. So everybody in the Discord, I'll be looking there, and I'm going to be sharing the setups in greater detail. And we'll also be looking at some of the other altcoins to see whether there's something boiling or cooking up, because I'm looking at BNB. There might be a nice setup coming our way. There's a little bit of a gap there, so the market will tend to move bullish pretty soon. Now, you guys have access to the buddy indicator. Those that don't have access to the buddy indicator, in yesterday's YouTube video, I basically gave you guys the link to go and follow, and the Facebook page, and then I will grant you 1 month free access to the buddy indicator that gives you all the setups that complements the TrendScope indicator. That is free for everybody. Links to all in the video description. Thanks for joining the podcast for today. So in essence, hopefully, Jockey, Jaden, Andre will be making that money right back. Why? Because if you look at it in a loss, it's not a loss. The market's just holding it. We'll be collecting it again later with interest. You have a lovely day, and remember, as always, guys, content video brought to you by Prime XBT. And if you want to open your account, you can get access to the Discord. No questions asked, like a free trial. All you need to do is follow the link in the video description. Head over to the navigation page. Click on the, let's go back. Click on the free trial. There's another description of everything that you need to do. 3 things. Open your link, deposit some trading capital, and then claim your access. As simple as that. And if you've done all that, you'll unlock the entire Discord and everything that comes with that. Right, guys, you have a lovely day. And remember, as always, keep hustling, my friends.